so pumped up. I love doing this, and I'm so glad that you've committed to yourself just to connect. I know there are so many opportunities for connection out there, and so I wanted to try and make it just a little different of a connection. Like, there's so many lives going on. I used to do Facebook Lives, and I just was like, I want to do something where we can see each other and we can say, hey, I see you, I feel you, I know what's going on. We can talk about our, what we're going through with our lives right now. And it not be ultra structured, or, I still throw that structure in there, y'all. That's why I'm talking. But not be ultra structured, but just be able for us to be able to connect with each other. And so that was my whole purpose. So today I wanted to talk about 3 ways for you to really honor yourself and your desires during this time. And a lot of times we don't talk about this during crisis, or we don't talk about this because it might be uncomfortable to think about me right now. But I want to give you the opportunity for you yourself to give yourself permission to think about me, to think about yourself, and to honor your goals and your dreams right now. There's going to be a lot of things that come out of this time. There's going to be a lot of new friendships and new businesses and new opportunities and new ways of doing life. And there are going to be so many of those things. And I want us to try and maintain that fabulous outlook on life. And when we maintain that, the dips that we have will be a little bit more manageable. It's not saying we're not going to have those dips, and it's not saying that our moods might shift. It's just that the dips might be a little more manageable. One of the things is connecting with self. Most of the time in situations like this, we're everything's outwards. A lot of things are outwards, and that might be more palatable for ourselves just because what you're feeling emotionally might be a challenge. But I want you to think about maintaining connection with yourself. If anything, like if someone was like, Natasha, I can't see you tonight because I'm just connecting with myself, that would be the priority. Like, connecting with yourself is more important than connecting with everyone on Zoom, or even connecting with me or any outlets that you're in. But it's really important to connect with yourself. And so the ways that you do that, some of the things that I talk about in group coaching and in therapy, when I was in therapy, the huge thing is journaling. How many of you journal? Do you guys journal? Yeah, a huge thing is journaling. Journaling is a way to stay connected with self. So I didn't just, last week when I put in the resources, I didn't just throw that in there because like, oh, Natasha's selling a guided journal. I put that in there because that is a way for you to stay connected with yourself. If you aren't familiar with journaling, it has journal prompts in there, but journaling is a huge way to stay connected with yourself. Another way is therapy, and there's a lot of therapists that are offering online opportunities right now. So if any of you have those resources, that would be great. You can let us know. So make sure that you are connecting with self through journaling, through therapy, and just having conversations with yourself. So connecting with self is that first method of honoring your goals and your desires and your dreams right now. Because if you're not connected to yourself, you don't know what you want. We go through life and we're just like, oh, I'm just going to do this thing. I'm just going to do life because that's what I'm doing right now. And I literally had a couple of days like that last week. I don't know about y'all, but I was like, yeah, okay, well, I'm going to work when I feel like it because I really don't feel like it. And I honored that moment. I totally honored that moment. But I also am in connection with myself, and I know what my goals and desires are. I know that God put me on this planet to connect with women and to encourage and empower women through all forms of media. And so this is like a prime time for me. This is a prime time for me to do that. And so I had to go, that is a desire of my heart. And because I'm connected with self, it's twofold. I understood that I needed to take those 3 days to chill out. And then I also understood that, all right, put your big girl panties on and your red wig and keep it moving. Because it's time, it's part of my process. It's just, here we are. So connecting with self. The next step is open. Be open to unlimited possibilities. Open to unlimited and new possibilities. Something might come up. I mean, we have a lot of time on our hands, maybe. And I say maybe because some of us already had a work at home kind of lifestyle. Like for me, it was a work at home lifestyle. So pretty much my work schedule hasn't changed unless I decide I'm gonna change it. And because I design the life that I want, to be honest with y'all, I was working maybe 3-4 hours a day, you know? So that's, my lifestyle hasn't changed dramatically, but in this time, it's hard because there's a lot of uncertainty. We're not sure of what's going on with friends and family who may not be near us, or our job situations might be a bit different. But I want you to know that being open to unlimited possibility, it activates the reticular activating system. Who's familiar with that? The reticular activating system. That's when you buy a red car and then you see tons of red cars on the road. And it's not like everybody bought a red car when you bought it. It's just that you've trained your brain to see this thing. And so being open to unlimited possibilities and consciously making that decision, you will be here. And so then things will come up and you'll understand, let me do that. Let me go for that. The best example, I'm gonna put you out there a little bit, Dinshay. The best example is with Dinshay has done this, and I've seen her do this in our group coaching. She's mentioned how right now things are different, but she's open to unlimited possibilities with wanting to own property in 3 years. And with her wanting to own property in 3 years, now she's seeing when someone posted, hey, check out this Eventbrite of buying duplexes. And she's like, I'm on it. But it's only because her mind is open to her unlimited possibilities. If she was focused on the situation right now, focused on the job situation right now, focused on being at home and cooped up in the house, you might not see those things. So I'm gonna say be open. And then the next thing is put yourself first. Put yourself first. It's different than the first. The first is connecting, and that is putting yourself first. But no, you need to put yourself first. Whether it's your kids, whether it's the news, whether it is friends, whoever it is that might get in the way of that, we have to kind of give them the back seat. We have to give them the back seat. And by putting yourself first, you're going to be able to do these other things. It's the oxygen mask situation. And then when also you put yourself first, it's about really engaging in those things that you have already determined by connecting with self. It's engaging in those things that you've thought about, or you're like, let me check this out. One of the examples that I can give is I've always used like aromatherapies and herbs and natural skincares. I've always done that. And I decided, I was like, let me lean into that a little more. Like I had these, I don't know if y'all can see it, but I had a couple of little like breakouts on my skin. And so this morning I was like, my sea moss turmeric lavender mask. So I put it, so I really was engaging with those things that make me feel good. And everyone's gonna be different. What makes you feel good might be saying, hey, I need to chill out. I've been so busy for so long. I ain't putting a stitch of makeup on. I ain't doing my hair. That could be your thing. Yes, Yvette, honey. That could be your thing. But for me, my background's a little different. I'm like, I always wanted to be a model. I was trying to model. People told me I couldn't model. Then I came to LA and I'm modeling. So now I'm like, okay, I'll put my wig on at home. And that's my engaging in those things that feel good to me. So those are some ways to stay connected with yourself, to really honor yourself and your desires during this time. And number one is gonna get you to really connecting and figuring out what your desires are. So this is all I got. Now it's all you guys. So I love Dinshay. Dinshay said, learn to garden. She's learning about gardening and herbs. Dinshay, we just 2 peas in a pod, honey. I got my gardening book and my herbs out. I'm growing celery in the windowsill. Also, she said cooking vegan meals. So this is how I want to do it. We all can unmute ourselves if you don't have, craziness in the background, because each of you are going to talk, and I want it to just be a girlfriend's dialogue, chit chat. What's going on with you? You can tell us how your week was. As I was talking, something might have came to your mind. You could also be like, you know what? This desire kind of popped up for me. So you can talk about that and we'll just dive in. It's our show together. It is our call together.